Welcome into KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week, as we've got a top 3 matchup coming up for you here on our Game of the Week as the Corner Canyon Chargers prepare to host the Olympus Titans. Thank you for joining us, everyone. My name is Dane Stewart. Pleased to be joined by Brian Brown. Brian, we saw this game. It was like, that's a game we got to be at. Olympus 7-0, Corner Canyon 5-1, but no doubt two of the best teams in the state.
Yeah, Dane, I won't recreate the sound that I made when I saw the text that we were coming out here for the game, but it's one I've been looking forward to all year long. Two of the more prestigious programs in the state, two of the top programs in the state. If anyone is going to give Corner Canyon a run for their money locally, it is the Olympus Titans, and they showed out dressed to the nines in their black jerseys like they're here for a funeral for those Corner Canyon Chargers.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how the game unfolds. Look, these are two teams that have had very similar starts to the year. You talk about Olympus, 7-0. They have been lights out. They've only given up more than 5 goals once this year. That was in a 17-8 victory over Lone Peak. Most of their games have been decisive. The offense has been humming. They got 4 players that have scored at least 20 goals on the season. And by the way, they've got a pretty good goaltender in Caleb Johnson as well. This Olympus group graduated a lot of talent, but they've been really strong to start the year.
They have, and this is a proud program, one that's really emphasized development and adding to what they've built here. This is their opportunity, Dane, to really throw their hat in the ring and establish themselves as a contender for a state championship.
Meanwhile, for Corner Canyon, as they win the initial face-off, that's Easton Danes who won it. Look, the Chargers last year, best team in the state, hands down. But you talk about graduating talent, graduated so much offense, graduated their goalie. The defense has been the strength this year, but that offense has been pretty good itself. Frankowiak with 23 goals, but they have been putting up double figures most of the year. The only game they lost was to Cherry Creek out of Colorado. That's not a bad loss at all.
No, and Cherry Creek on their quick visit to Utah did a lot of damage.
Yes, they did.
Out both Corner Canyon and Park City in a eventful weekend.
Yeah, Corner Canyon here establishing possession, first possession of the contest. We talked about a lot of similar scores. Corner Canyon coming off a victory over Lone Peak, 9-5. Uncustomary low scoring for the Chargers. That defense kept him in it. His first shot here is just wide. Corner still on it. The second attempt, and they net it. Corner Canyon first to strike. This scored by Kaisen Muramoto.
And not able to execute on the first setup there, Dane, but they stuck with the play. We love those gritty goals, right? Stay around the net, look for the garbage, trash to pick it up and throw it back in there. They get things rolling. And you mentioned this is a defensive first team for Corner Canyon. That's a good start.
Really is. And look, I mean, you're able to get it's not Frankowiak. I mean, it's one of the things we talked about last year. I mean, the last 2 years, you think about John King, you think about Mason Quick. Like, they've had big-time scores. And this year, it's like, man, you get support scoring. That's going to be awesome for your squad. And they get that on that first goal. Olympus here with their first possession now. Let's see where the Titans elect to go. This is Andrew Clayton. 26 goals on the year for Clayton. Second on the team, Ethan Hartsfield leading the Titan offense as he's got it now. Here's Gage Fippen.
You see the Titans trying to play aggressively and attack this corner defense early on.
It's been an aggressive and tough corner defense. I was talking with Coach Ika before the game. He said, our magic number is 5. He's like, that's our goal for defense. We don't want to give up more than 5 goals. Like, man, that is an aggressive number, but they hit it more times than not. The defense has been that impressive.
Yeah, the old adage, shoot for the moon and hit the stars, is kind of where I think Corner Canyon hangs their hat as you see them start to advance the ball here, looking for another opportunity.
Here's Kyson working around that screen, was set by Sam Broman. It is up top here. Porter Wells with it now for the Chargers.
Notice the Chargers kind of content to play it slow and really work for good shots early on.
I feel like that's a good recipe, right? Very athletic, very quick. They like to get up and down the field. But, man, if you can just kind of slow a team and just play your pace and execute with their defense, it's going to be a tough recipe to beat.
Yeah, it's execution versus execution in that regards, right?
Yep.
You think you can out-execute your opponent.
Muramoto, boy, coming around despite contact up high. And we've got a crease violation here. We'll give it to the Titans.
Yeah. A little surprised that that's the call with so much contact.
Yeah.
But
I think corner was too.
See, they're a little shell-shocked as Olympus pushing hard here on the break.
Yeah, Lincoln Hanks bringing it up for the Titans. Boy, look at how that corner defense flowing as they play behind. Had an open man, tough pass, able to be gathered here by Clayton. Olympus working it around. This is Luke Bryant.
Bryant, a dual sports star for sure. Lacrosse and football.
Yeah, Edison Cutler with it now. Luke Bryant had a big year on the gridiron for the Titans.
High-level recruit. Should have another great year of football and also doing a great job there with the shot.
Yeah, that was a heater and fended off well there by Michael Fippen. We talked about Caleb Johnson have been strong between the pipes for Olympus. Fippen has been great for Corner Canyon. Both these goalies over 600 save percentage on the year coming into this one. Good pressure there, working through it is Fippen, and Olympus able to tie it up quickly.
You can see that's part of the reason why this is such a great lacrosse team, Dane. The confidence that they played with. Gave up an early goal, didn't interrupt the plan at all. They stuck with it, played aggressively. They're attacking this Corner Canyon defense with no fear, and it results in a great goal there.
You know, one of the things that surprised me, I talked to both coaches before the game, said keys for you on the game. Neither one of them talked about face-offs, which I thought was interesting because I thought possession would be so crucial, and both teams have really executed pretty well on their opening possessions. As Corner here winning this face-off, a big check there, and a broken stick for Olympus as they're able to scoop up the ground ball. Here's Droich, Charlie with a shot, and a goal, back-to-back goals for the Titans as they take their first lead.
Again, it's all about approach and attitude, right? Staying with the fight after the face-off, getting physical with Corner Canyon, getting the ball, and then catching that disciplined Corner Canyon defense out of sorts and chaos. Easy to get another goal there.
And you do that, not a man down, but you have a broken stick. You got a player running off, right? And they don't allow that corner defense to get set. Charlie Droich able to make them pay.
It is. And as great as these kids are at executing and doing their jobs, a broken stick is a interruption in the plan in their brains. And every kid kind of gets distracted by that sort of thing. Great job by Olympus here as they take the lead 2-1.
Head back to the spot here for the face-off. And procedure there will give it to the Titans. Talk about how good this program has been. Corner lost at home to Cherry Creek. A wind-up here, big save made there by Fippen. It was a rare home loss for this Corner program. And again, got the response over Lone Peak, but trying to protect home field here and trailing position they are not in often here at Charger Field, but early, with a lot of time left, obviously.
That's always the intrigue with teams like Corner Canyon. How do they respond when they get in adverse situations or opportunities that they're not conditioned to being in?
Well, it was one of the things that Coach Merrill talked about for Olympus. Look, we've come out strong. We want to come out strong today. We just recognize how good Corner is. We'll see how well we can hang in this game and what we think will be really competitive as that shot doesn't make its way through. Ground ball swept ahead for the Titans as they're trying to get and capitalize on it. Still being pushed. And that is gained by Olympus. Sam Smith able to come up.
You see the intensity heating up here, Dane.
Yeah.
Especially with the contest to get the ball out of that scrum almost is what it looked like there. You don't see that very often in lacrosse.
No. And an early timeout here taken by Olympus. Coach Merrill wanted to get the troops aligned here. Well, Olympus with the early lead, 2-1 over Corner Canyon. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week.
It all starts with a smile. To show you care, offer a sign of love, welcome someone home. Even when we don't see each other, or share a room? Even without words, smiles bring us together. Let's keep yours healthy. Stonehaven Dental. Schedule online at stonehavendental.com.
Welcome back. Boy, big start. Just 5 minutes in, 3 goals already. Olympus will have possession. Dane Stewart, Brian Brown. Brian, anything that stands out to you here in the early going?
Well, I don't know what the line was coming out of Vegas, Dane, but this is a lot of action and intensity early on. Sometimes with these games, it's two teams trying to feel each other out. Not the case here, and you love to see both programs attacking.
It's playing to the over at this point, that's for certain. As that pass couldn't be corralled, corner will have it.
Yeah, fun matchup, too, is that we've seen two different approaches on offense. Both teams, I think, trying to play discipline on defense, but Corner Canyon content to really work it. As you see it right now, even trying to break the press, as it were. Staying patient and trying to get the best shots, whereas Olympus just attack.
An offside there will give it back here to Olympus. Want to let you know the clock you see on your screen, unofficial. At times you'll see us start it late, stop early, that sort of thing, to try to keep it true with the official game clock here in the building as that ball trickles near the crease and is gathered and cleared by Phippen. Here comes Porter Wells. A lot of space for Porter. He'll peel off here, allow reinforcements to come in play for the Chargers.
Good opportunity there for the Chargers. Wells wisely pulls it out, working the offense.
Frankowiak, we talked about him in the open, 23 goals for Blake, .469 shooting percentage, as well as here. Regathers straight away. That didn't come out cleanly as it was deflected by the stick work of the defense of Olympus.
Yeah, you see activity is the key there for Olympus, where they're maybe not quite as disciplined in terms of being on position. They are trying to be active, be aggressive, be physical, and try and disrupt Corner Canyon, and it works to their advantage there.
Straight away. Turning back inside. A move there by Tanner Oldroyd. Wells here on the angle. Played back to X. Checkets coming near side to Blake. Frankowiak starting a bit of a run. Good defense there by Gary Peterson. Force it away from Frankowiak and back up top.
See just how talented these teams are, both on defense and offense, the stick work, all of it. Just so much hard work going into their games.
Osborne, the only other double-digit goal scorer for Corner Canyon outside of Frankowiak, as here we have another turnover from Corner.
Big play, big turnover there. You can see the enthusiasm. That momentum has really carried Olympus early on in this one.
Yeah, Peterson quickly up with it. Little burst here from Cole Cummings, being pushed out there by Brand. Clayton on it. He'll toss that with Phippen. This is now Ethan Hartsfield. Gage wind up, shot saved by Michael. That's a big save early on for Corner.
Great save, and that ball had a lot of heat in it on it from Phippen as he was trying to almost go through the goalie to try and get that ball in the back of the net.
Michael coming near side, Jack Baird with it. Osborne.
You see Corner Canyon's approach. They're trying to really spread out that Olympus defense early on. They wanted to bunch up in front of the net, really compact things, and force Corner Canyon to kind of take those more difficult shots, right? And Corner just staying disciplined, staying within their system.
It's one of the things you have to appreciate Coach Ika, what he's built here. And obviously so much talent the last couple of years has been about quickness and speed and shooting. And this year I was excited to see what this team would look like. And it has been very disciplined and playing very much within their system. It's a good look here. Osborne, he'll again show patience. Wind up there from Muramoto. Instead worked in front, and that one pushed away there by the goalie Johnson.
Yeah, great team defense there from Olympus as they're able to pass off from defender to defender when watching Frankowiak just work all over the place. A little bit of an errant shot there. But I have a feeling that we'll still see a lot more from him, Dave.
Yeah. He'll have plenty more opportunities to come. Here's Muramoto. Only goal of the game for Corner. That one punched away. Stick work from Gage Fippen for Olympus. Titans on the run. Burbage. He'll retreat back. Gage steps it in as we approach 2 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Looking to dump it off in front of the crease there. That one couldn't be handled. As Michael Fippen with it now for the Chargers. Looking for that long outlet. Sam Broman up that far line. Becerra with it for the Chargers. Over to Blake. What do you look here for Corner?
Well, it's the same thing all game. You want to try and get the ball into your playmakers' hands, right? And we're seeing them trying to get the ball to Muramoto as he kind of resets the offense amidst a line change, right? And they really want to try and attack the middle of the field, I think, from whatever angle they can to try and find a gap in that tight Olympus defense.
And moved Blake back here to X. Is this ball still with Muramoto? GLE here. He'll play to Blake. Was looking for Wells on that wing. Might have been deflected as that trickles up, punched ahead by Corner, and it will be Olympus possession.
You can see how these are two teams that are trying to wait each other out and find a mistake somewhere. Olympus staying disciplined, not going for the candy and trying to fend too far out on the perimeter. They know they want to stay nice and tightly packed in.
Final minute. Hartsfield winding up, shot and a goal. Ethan Hartsfield taking advantage on his own. It's 3-1 Titans.
We've seen a couple times, Dane, where Hartsfield cuts across the defense there, and what a great shot. Body going one direction, coming over the top, able to find the back of the net. He pays the price as he's a little slow to get up, but jogs off the field. Nothing feels better than scoring a goal, even if it means that you got a couple bruises or a couple scratches going to the ground.
That's his 30th goal of the season
Incredible.
for Hartsfield in his 8th game. But, boy, that one, you talk about the burst he showed on that play, and you're right, he took a punishment. He would get up nonetheless. Face-off one here by Olympus.
See the speed at which they attack, trying to get one more goal there.
Yeah, big save there for Fippen to keep it a 2-goal difference. That's a good look.
Interesting. Samuel Smith there with the shot. Coming in where a little change-up with a deep hole.
Olympus here up top with Gilbert. Now over to Gage.
See the attacking Corner Canyon defense. They want to get into those Olympus offensive players.
Yeah, Brand very physical with that stick work. This kept by Clayton. Trying to come around. Splits the D. That one just off target. Backed up here with 9 seconds to play.
You just love watching the trust with this Corner Canyon defense. Every teammate trusting each other, knowing that they'll be in possession.
Here's Jerem Gilbert. Disrupted, and Olympus won't get a shot away. But a strong start for the Titans on the road. They take a 3-1 lead over Corner Canyon through 1. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week, presented by Heidemann and Associates.
Mountain Land Power Equipment provides exceptional service and high-quality brands you know and trust in lawn, landscaping, and snow removal products. Our experienced staff of technicians repair all types of snow plows, snow blowers, lawn mowers, small engines, and is trained to answer questions about lawn, garden, snow removal, and landscaping products. Mountain Land Power Equipment, now with 2 locations to serve you in Salt Lake City and Springville.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer. And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated at 5 locations along the Wasatch Front. SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
Welcome back. Start of the second quarter, 3-1 Olympus leading Corner Canyon. 3 unanswered goals for the Titans. Corner scored just a minute in.
Yeah, it was fast start, and then Olympus took the momentum right back, and they've held on to it ever since. I think if we had a clock, Corner Canyon likely has the edge in possession, but it's Olympus's attacking mentality that's really changed the game in their favor.
Well, and I think that a lot of corner shots have not necessarily made their way through. I think you could say that Michael Phippen has had to stand up to the task more compared to Caleb Johnson. Not that Johnson's been bad. He's had a couple nice saves, but Phippen has, I think, been peppered a little bit more in that first quarter.
He has, and that's a big part of being a good goaltender, right, is trusting your defense to do their job so that you can do yours.
Here comes Olympus, and that just over the crossbar. Boy, a good look that Cummings would love to have back.
That's a great example of it right there, Dane. You see Olympus attacking early, trying to catch them off guard, trying to get that defense out of sorts, and really force Phippen to be a one-man show. We talk about goalies being elite and being able to catch all these errant shots and everything like that, but they're more like the quarterback of a defense, right?
Yeah.
They have to have those guys in front of them executing to be really great, and we're seeing Olympus really trying to isolate him.
In some respect, it was even remarkable. Cummings got that shot away. That pass was tall to haul that in and be able to get something off. Certainly a difficult shot. His corner here working to get the clear. Chargers pushing ahead here with Jacob Osborne. Osborne squared up by Bryant, trying to get around. Angled shot and a goal. Wow. Big goal for Corner as they crawl back to within one, and Osborne on the board.
I love the execution from start to finish there. Possess the ball, bring it up the field, give it to Osborne, let your stars work, right? Let him work that defense, comes out on top with a goal, grabs some of that momentum back, and it was never really getting too far out of reach, but 3-2 is a lot better than 3-1.
Well, and interesting there because that felt a little more quick for Corner, right? And we've seen Olympus really try to take advantage of not letting the corner D get set up. That time it's Corner returning the favor, and they're able to capitalize with a goal.
And this is the situations where we've seen Olympus do so well previously, these messy ground ball situations.
And that one won by Lincoln Hanks and the Chargers. Olympus here trying to be pests.
Great job by Smith there with the stick work.
Yeah, getting it to Porter Wells. And now we see Corner set it up. Was a great JV game before this one as well. It was a 1-goal difference. I think it was 5-4, 6-5, something like that. Very low scoring.
Corner Canyon kind of works like the Utah football offense, right? They want to start out slow and just wear you down. And so 3-2 goal this early in the second period, you have to wonder if maybe we see some fireworks later on too.
Wind up, that bounce shot wide, backed up here.
Seen Frankowiak with the effort there, trying to get another shot on goal.
Sometimes it's just about numbers, right? You never know. That ball can take funny bounces or get deflections.
They can't block them all.
Here's Osborne working around that screen. Tough angle. Jake still with it. Defended by Peterson. Wells. Boy, not much of a lane. He'll hand it off. Frankowiak back to the middle. Boy, wanted that look. He'll take one there, but deflected. Good job there by Hartsfield.
Yeah, great job being in the right place at the right time to get a stick on the ball, get it out of the way. This Olympus defense is really playing well together.
Corner still with it. Frankowiak working from X. Worked open. It's Osborne once again, back-to-back goals, and we've got a tie ball game.
Boy, talk about a cool hand Luke kind of goal. Osborne steps up, fires, drills the back of the net. What a great shot by him. Stunts on it just a little bit there at the end, but he earned it. That was a great shot. Just a really impressive delivery.
And I love letting Blake work from behind the goal, right? Allow that vision. If you can slip Osborne into an open space, I think corner will take that all day long.
Yeah, great pivot from the initial game plan, kind of seeing where things were working and things weren't. And really quick, Corner Canyon turns the tides of this game.
Bryant here able to possess it for Olympus. And we're going to have, an offside here. Flagging on the play as that one sticked away by Hardin. We'll get stoppage in the first call of the game.
It looked like it might have been a sticking penalty there against Corner Canyon.
Oh, yeah.
On Luke Bryan, as whoever the Corner Canyon defender was there had maybe a little bit of beef left over from a previous play or something like that. A little extra mustard on it. And also the official, great throw on the flag. We'll give him some love, too.
There's great life elevated on that flag, huh?
Talk about a home run.
Yeah, hey. Easton Danes here called for the slash. You're right. It was a slash there on Danes. He's our face-off guy. It could be pivotal, although it would be a releasable penalty. Straight away, that shot is off the mark. And, boy, Olympus able to win that. Good chase there by Michael Fippen. Corner won it.
Impressive work by Fippen.
Yeah.
Goalie's not normally expected to go after balls like that, but he put in the extra effort and leads to a great attack here opportunity for Corner Canyon.
Boy, you're man up and you miss a chance to back one up.
Yeah.
And now Frankowiak can just let this slip away.
Kill that advantage.
Yep.
You're seeing Olympus being a little more aggressive with the defense because they know they have that man advantage, trying to pressure Frankowiak a little bit, double team him.
Boy, and they're trying to make a substitution here. Almost had Porter Wells right in front of the cage all alone. Yeah. Olympus fortunate on that one as seconds winding down here.
Porter Wells was able to just get his body turned around a little bit. He might have had a shot there, but Corner Canyon just resets as they're content to almost kill that penalty.
Yeah, they do kill it, and now they got the ball. What could be a huge swing of momentum here would be 3 unanswered if they could capitalize here. Muramoto had it jarred loose. Elliot Peterson there with the defensive work. Oh, and one back by Muramoto.
Great job by Kyson with the effort there. We see a ground ball.
Yeah, that got plucked out of the air by that Olympus D. They've been good out of the air with their sticks. And now we've got a whistle here.
Wow, looks like a timeout, Corner Canyon.
Yeah, the Olympus faithful not liking that call, but you're right. Timeout Chargers. They'll have it when we come back. 6:49 to go here in the first half.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
It all starts with a smile. To show you care, offer a sign of love, welcome someone home. Even when we don't see each other, or share a room, even without words, smiles bring us together. Let's keep yours healthy. Stonehaven Dental. Schedule online at stonehavendental.com.
Welcome back here, coming out of the timeout. Dane Stewart, Brian Brown. Boy, been a fun first half. Talk about two teams near the end of their non-region schedules. Olympus will kick off region play next week, taking on Skyline Corner. One more non-region matchup. They'll take on Riverton. We've got games the rest of the year for you right here on KSLSports.com, all the way to state championships. We'll take you to Zions Bank Stadium and trophies the rest of the way right here on KSL Sports. Rewind. Corner Canyon out of the timeout. Frankowiak working around. Plays back to Wells. Muramoto, boy, got that angle. Couldn't find a lane, and that pass sails on him.
Yeah, just great help defense again from Olympus. And you're seeing they are trying to play man-to-man. They don't want to get lost, want to simplify the assignment. But when there is a need for help, they've done a great job of stopping it.
Pressure here from corner, able to be dealt with.
I like the call by Coach Ika there to bring a little more pressure. They've kind of allowed Olympus to bring it up and push the tempo a little bit. See if that maybe leads to Olympus stalling out here on offense.
Here's Droich. We talked about corner. They scored the first goal, went 11 minutes in that first quarter without scoring since. Olympus hasn't scored here in this second quarter. 6+ minutes. Here's Bryant. Being defended by Broman.
See him trying to bring the ball back behind the net like you talked about earlier, Dane. Change the angle, change the approach. Do anything you can to try and find a crease or create an opening.
Clayton coming around, shot just wide. Backed up by Olympus.
Seen Olympus content to let multiple players handle the ball and try and take shots on goal, right? We've kind of seen Corner Canyon isolate that a little bit, but Olympus has spread the ball around.
Bryant has some space. That one was just high. Corner trying to get guys back on here.
So Bryant really put some mustard on that one. Just a little high. He's a dangerous player. Don't think you really want to leave him alone up top like that very often. He won't miss every time.
Yeah, 10 goals for Bryant on the season. Talk about an impact player, and that translates sport to sport, right? Just that gamer attitude, that mindset.
Confidence as well, like
yes.
you said, that mindset is huge.
Olympus with it here. Gage. Turning back, angle, Gage the shot just wide, backed up again here by Olympus. Good extended possession for the Titans.
Yeah. Able to work the offense and get those shots on goal like we talked about. Eventually something's going to click if you just keep after it.
Droich through 3 Corner Canyon defenders, and that just off the mark, but backed up again.
Corner Canyon is really trying to stay physical. You saw when Hartsfield got the ball earlier, they were on him quickly. He's a little bit undersized, but
Clayton found a little bit of space. Nay, says Michael Phippen. Bryant able to help pick it off. Numbers for Olympus. Open goal and a finish. The Titans able to score it. So well executed. It's Charlie Droich with his second of the game.
Wow, what a great job of give and go there between, I believe it was Hartsfield and Droich. Droich with the pivot and then the finish, the little fake out there. Got a nice open shot. That's a great job by Olympus to keep after it and work the goal. Now, the exciting part, Dane, we've seen it all game long. What's going to be the Corner Canyon response?
And do you remember who started it? Luke Bryant and all of his friends say, give me a goal from Charlie Droich, started by Bryant.
I got to be careful. Luke Bryant, Jerem Gilbert, 2 Olympus high football players. I try not to be too biased to those guys, but, again, Bryant, just a really talented athlete, starting things out. And, again, Corner Canyon trying to do the same thing here as it looks like Osborne has the ball. Or, excuse me, no.
That's Wells. That one saved by Johnson. Got a pair of junior goalies today. Caleb, a junior for Olympus. Michael, a junior for Corner. Ground ball there. That intercepted by Mark Mukai for the Titans. Still trying to stay on it. That one could not be Oh, failure there.
We talked about response, right? And Corner Canyon comes right back. They want to get physical with you. They want to dislodge the ball, get the possession. They did a great job there, now advancing it. We'll see if they stay with that patient offense or if maybe they get a little aggressive here.
Here's Carlos Becerra. Out with Frankowiak. Blake, a little bit of space. That was just wide backed up here.
Like the effort, like the approach from Frankowiak there. Take a shot. You've got a good window. Test that goalie and try and get something going there.
A timeout taken here by Corner, their last of the half. Timeout Chargers. We'll be back after this.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated at 5 locations along the Wasatch Front. SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
Welcome back here to Corner Canyon. Charger possession. 3 to go here in this first half.
A great crowd for the game, a lot of energy, and it's been a really, really fun affair so far.
It has been. Both teams have been active. The defenses have flexed their muscle. We talked about goals early, but the defenses and the goalies settling into this one.
Really impressive from 2 younger goalies, too, as you pointed out, both juniors.
Frankowiak working around right in front. He's going to score on that play about 9 times out of 10.
We talked about it. That wasn't going to be the last time we saw him, right? And he's been consistent in attacking. That time gets close, beats his man. No help defense there from Olympus. And listen, anytime you get Frankowiak one-on-one with the goalie, I think I'm going to have to take Frank on that.
Yeah, I think most would.
Great goal there by Blake. Great job. And again, one of the premier players, premier goal scorers in the state.
Really came on, had big moments in the playoff runs the last 2 years, and now it's his turn, and he's had a great year as Holtby bringing it ahead, and Olympus with an immediate finish and a flag here behind the play as well. That goal is going to count. How about the response from Andrew Clayton, goal number 27 on the year for the junior.
Great shot by Clayton. He sees the opening, adjusts the stick angle, goes underneath for the up and under goal, but a great, I believe it was Holtby with the pass on that as well to find the open man. And again, Olympus pressing off the faceoff. You mentioned it in the broadcast, Dane, that was going to be something that we were watching for, and you see Olympus taking advantage right off the bat.
And Olympus was calling for this to be non-releasable. We'll see if that's the call. It was a big hit, and I think it was given to Holtby after he let that pass go. If I recall, it was peripheral, so I missed it, but
I missed it
they
as well.
do.
Too much ball watching on my end.
It is a 2-minute cross-check penalty. Jack Baird here called non-releasable. So 2-minute man-up opportunity for the Titans. Boy, this could be a moment where they get some big separation late here in this half. Just overran that. Hartsfield able to gather it. Boy, in corner, how about the aggressive D here being man down? Danes had it, jarred loose. Picked up there by Harden. And another man-up opportunity where the Chargers able to come away with the possession and a chance to drain it. We do have a flag here on the play as well. Frankowiak, he's not thinking about draining. He's thinking about tying, and he does.
Just a phenomenal job of Blake taking advantage again, one-on-one defense. You're always going to struggle in that situation. He's just so good with his stick work, so athletic, so much juice and wiggle in him. It was a great job isolating, getting close and scoring that goal. And great job by Corner Canyon to get a goal down a man. For Olympus, it almost looked like they were shell-shocked on that one.
That's not how it was supposed to play out for the Titans. They're still man up here as this one by Hartsfield. Ethan coming ahead. Do have a flag down here now as the penalties adding up. And now he got a whistle here. I actually missed that call.
Not sure exactly what it was. Looked like the official was explaining something there to the Olympus sideline. We'll restart over here in the corner of the field.
Just over 1 minute to go here in the man up for the Titans. Skipped across, and that pass high for Bryant. Olympus gives it away.
Great as an athlete as Bryant is, even that one is a little bit higher. You're seeing play starting to get a little bit more sloppy, Dane, as the sun starts to set, starts to get a little bit more chilly out here. Guys are getting a little more tired as we get closer to halftime. More penalties, more miscues.
Another miscue on a man-up opportunity for Olympus. And now corner. Took advantage on the last play. Boy, pure hit stick there by Lincoln Hanks as flags coming in here. Boy, Hanks absolutely laid the wood, and then Olympus looking to give one back. And the call here going to go on corner, yeah? No. I'm still trying to – I saw a call for a push. Yeah. I didn't see who they called it on.
But it didn't look like there was anything wrong with what happened there at the midfield thing, so I wonder if it was maybe something outside our field of vision or from our perspective where we couldn't quite have caught it. But Corner Canyon gets the possession out of it.
Yeah, I don't see anyone in the – well, yeah, I think Olympus has a man, so I think we're even. Corner with it. Wells coming around. Wells, tough shot. Able to be handled by Johnson. Finally, we have a player in the box here for Olympus.
Yeah.
To serve the time. Boy, that one nearly given away. Secured by Burbridge before a timeout being taken here by Olympus. Their final of the half. 40 seconds to go. Tied up at 5 on KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated at 5 locations along the Wasatch Front. SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
Welcome back. 41 seconds to go in this half.
It's been a great half, Dane. Kind of getting a little sloppy there towards the end. You see Olympus starting out with possession here after what was a great job by Corner Canyon.
That pass broken up. And Bryant has it as both teams back to even here to close out the final seconds. Olympus.
Looks like they're content to play for a shot here.
Yeah, Hartsfield. He'll work it behind. Down to 12. Screen set by Gage, and he was in the crease. Corner will have it. Quick chance here, final seconds. They get the ball ahead, loose. Oh, and just wide, and that will do it. Boy, that close from corner, getting a gimme. But instead, the half comes to a close, neutral. 5 apiece. Olympus, Corner Canyon tied at the break.
Mountain Land Power Equipment provides exceptional service and high-quality brands you know and trust in lawn, landscaping, and snow removal products. Our experienced staff of technicians repair all types of snow plows, snow blowers, lawn mowers, small engines, and is trained to answer questions about lawn, garden, snow removal, and landscaping products. Mountain Land Power Equipment, now with 2 locations to serve you in Salt Lake City and Springville.
Welcome back. Start of the second half. Dane Stewart, Brian Brown. Olympus Corner Canyon tied at 5. Boy, what a first half, Brian.
Yeah, we're luckily up here in the booth, so we don't have to deal with the cold, but the action was hot enough, Dane. It would have kept both of us warm anyways. Looking forward to a lot more of that activity. We'll see how things pan out after these teams have had a full half of action to feel each other out.
We'll recap you on scoring. It was a 4-1 scoring advantage for Corner in that second quarter. Pair of goals for Osborne, pair of goals for Frankowiak to help Corner come back, tie this contest. 2 goals for Droich on the day for Olympus. Meanwhile, Hartsfield, Gage Fippen, and Clayton, the other goal scorers for the Titans. Also for Corner Canyon, Kaisen Muramoto, who had the first goal of the game. Those are the entirety of the goal scorers, as Olympus with the possession here. And now they're showing a little bit of patience. Quick ball movement here for the Titans to start the second half. Hartsfield's shot a little high, as this will trickle out, being backed up here. Brian, thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, great half of action. You're seeing why these two teams are so highly thought of locally. Tough, physical, different styles of execution, but both equally efficient in the first half.
Working from X here, Clayton. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen a lot of angle shots today, Brian. Everything's really been generated kind of closer to the cage today.
You can see there, Corner Canyon just swarming defensively.
Gage
trying to get Fippen away from the net.
Yeah, Gage had a little bit of space there. Might have ringed off the pipe. It was close. Backed up here again.
When you come out for the second half and that adrenaline's kind of tapered off a little bit while you've been sitting in halftime and getting the orange slices and Capri Suns, sometimes you come out and try to do a little too much individually. We'll see if Olympus can get back into working their system here.
Oh, close shot. That's saved away by Michael Fippen. Be backed up here again. You talk about oranges, Capri Suns. All I know is I'm going for the grape snow cone after the game. How about you?
This is your territory. You are my guide. So wherever you go, I follow, Dane.
That's a classic Brian Regan one right there. I want grape. I want grape.
See, if we were back in my neck of the woods, it'd be Millie's afterwards for the grape freeze.
You could go to the In-N-Out. I'm sure Dusty Litster hangs out there most Friday nights. You might catch him. He always makes reference to that. Corner Canyon here with their first possession of this second half. Frankowiak, boy, he really found his stride on a couple good-looking goals in that second quarter.
Yeah, especially towards the end of the second quarter. Had a pair of, I believe they were back-to-back goals that were just absolutely gorgeous shots. You've seen Corner Canyon just been patient all game, willing to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers.
Oh, nice stutter by Blake. High-rising shot on a goal. A hat trick for Frankowiak as the Chargers retake the lead.
You can see why he is such an impressive player. Change of direction, the ability to really rocket those shots off and find the tiniest of corners there. It's actually not even a bad play there by the Olympus goalie. Just a shade late, just a hair outside of it. Blake able to put the biscuit in the basket, so to speak.
How about the creation there? You see that little step to the right, allows that left lane to open, and the quick shot from Blake. Olympus winning the face-off. Holtby. Quick ball movement. That poked away by Hardin. And Corner has it.
Tough one for Smith to handle there with a long stick.
Baird.
On the break.
Oh, laying it off the pipe. That didn't go. And now we've got, I think, a crease. Yes. Boy.
Wow.
I thought that was all but a goal for Corner.
I'm with you, Dane. That's so much action there. Olympus able to come away with the ball from that. Really lucky break in their favor.
Olympus back on it here with Clayton. He'll work that up. This is Cummings. Droich, a little bit of space here. His Corner coming out to defend. Hartsfield. One of the big returners off that Olympus squad from last year. Is that shot backed up here again? Team that lost in the state championship to Park City. Coach Merrill's done such a good job of keeping this program near the top of the state. Oh, right in front. Nice finish. Boy, they just lost Cole Cummings as he nets his first of the game. We're tied up again.
You know, right as you're talking about why this team has stayed at the top of the state, then we see it right there. It's the execution. It's sticking with your system throughout the course of the possession. Great job there, and a great goal right in front of the net by Cole Cummings.
Boy, you talk about a corner defense has been so tough. Uncustomary to lose track on that one. And Olympus able to take advantage.
Yeah, well, we saw in the first half, they wanted to defend Hartsfield with bigger defenders, and at that point in time, for some reason, got the mix-up. And sometimes when you get out of sorts, it's hard to get reset mid-possession. Olympus takes advantage, gets the goal, and I didn't think that this one was going to get out of hand, really, Dane, but even more so, these two teams are neck and neck. This is setting up for a great finish today.
Yeah, Olympus granted possession off the procedure. Boy, and that stick check by Baird, that pass sailing a little bit. And then, oh boy, over and back there. Oh, corner with it. We'll have a flag here being thrown on the play. I was a little confused by that over and back call because I didn't think Olympus had possessed it, but that might not be the rule. I need to brush up on my NFHS rule book. Frankowiak, boy, that's a tough shot through traffic just wide, and now we'll get the call.
It looks like we had, again, I'll give the officials credit. The flag throws, really impressive this game.
Delay a game there, the call. Want to thank Corner Canyon, Pat Thurman, the athletic director here, for having us, getting us all set up here in the booth. Always makes it easy and so nice to be able to come out here. Want to thank Corner for their hospitality. Of course, we have games of the week the rest of the way. If you're aware of a game, wants to come on out, hit us up on social media at KSL Sports Rewind. Would love to come out as we do our best to cover action all throughout the state, especially along the Wasatch Front. Here's Wells, man up here for corner. That intercepted. Pulled down by Schlendorf. As Olympus now working to kill off the final seconds of this man down. In traffic here, still kept there by Smith. Here's Gage. As back to even strength. Hartsfield here. I'm going to make the analogy. It was like that car that you reel all the way back for that burst. Instead, he worked it to the angle. Bryant shook the defense. Bounce shot is just wide.
See, a little too much of a pump there from Luke Bryan as he was really trying to rip it through the net. He had a wide open lane. Kind of wish he would have attacked that a little bit more. But I think he almost was surprised at how much he shook the defender there.
Yeah, Bryant with it again here.
That's a credit to Corner Canyon's defense. They've been so staunch all game long.
We'll mention it again, Michael Fippen has made some critical saves. Working through, boy, the tough low shot there. Got it back. That one couldn't be put on frame, but a crease violation here. We'll give it back to corner, and that defense holds again.
Yeah, what an effort by Gage Fippen there on the shot. Trying to go, almost look like behind the back from the ground. Not able to connect, but love the highlights, young fella.
Baird absorbing. Now triple teamed here near the middle, able to bring it up. Shaken Olympus once again. I thought we might have had an offside, and now the call being made.
You can see the Olympus sideline reacting to that one. The official on the far side of the field confirming what they were arguing, as well as Olympus pushing the attack again.
That's the hard part. When that long pole comes out, so easy to lose track of the numbers. As this one turned over, that pass couldn't be corralled by Olympus. Chargers bringing it ahead. Hanks worked up.
See this Olympus defense spread out a little bit early on. They tried to keep it tightly packed close to the net.
Frankowiak working away from that screen, pushed down here. He'll work back up with Osborne.
Great job by Gray Peterson there on the defense.
Aramoto out with Osborne. Osborne the shot and the save. That captured by Johnson. Here come the Titans. Smith works over. Clayton here. Boy, being hounded by Baird. Pushed all the way to that sideline. Able to get it with Hartsfield. Ethan, middle, bounce shot and a goal. Ethan Hartsfield able to net it. His second of the game.
Well, you knew he was going to stay quiet all game long. They've done a good job of putting those bigger defenders on Hartsfield, but again, playing a little too aggressively over there in the corner, getting out of sorts with your defense. I get it. You want to go grab that cookie when it's over there and you're in the fight. It's real hard to stay disciplined in that area, and Olympus able to take advantage and get the goal, and just a great job to go low on that shot by Hartsfield.
The biggest lead today has been 2. Isn't it awesome? Man, what a game. Smith. Boy, quick movement. That shot was just tall. Boy, you better run to that one. Escorted it out there.
Very slow-moving ball on that one. I think the temperature dropping rapidly out there may have contributed a little bit to that one, Dane, is Olympus able to retain possession.
Here's Cutler. Over with Gilbert. He'll take a wind up. Phippen has that. Here's Baird. He's been really aggressive in the middle today.
We've seen Baird take that a couple different times.
Yeah.
And I always think that it's success if you can just maintain possession, because as a former defenseman, I know not exactly your forte to be running upfield with the ball. As we see a flag come in there.
Yeah, had failure and then a late flag here coming on. And a delay here going to be the call. So corner going to be tagged with a delay. They'll go man down here for 30. And you can make the argument that their man down has been quite effective today, generating turnovers, even have a goal.
Yeah, it's been an impressive effort from Corner Canyon to really flip the advantage, even though it's not their advantage. And we'll see what happens here, see if that's maybe one of those quote-unquote halftime adjustments that Olympus is able to make.
32nd.
I was going to say, you would think with an advantage there wouldn't be any adjustment to make.
Yeah.
It's execution, right?
Well, there's another team that struggled with some man-up opportunities this year, too. We won't get into that. Back at X here for the Titans. Coming around, handed off, goal. That's how you execute man-up. How about the find and the finish from Droich, his third.
Just a really impressive job. See him going behind the net, drag the defense to him, find the teammate coming through the middle. Just a great job by, I believe it was Schlendorf, finding Droich for the goal. Or, excuse me, that was Gage Phippen. Gage Phippen out there with the assist. And, again, this Olympus Titan offense has found multiple ways to score, whether it's in the half-field set or on the attack. Really impressive effort against a very staunch Corner Canyon defense.
That lead pushed back to 2. Ties the previous lead, which was a 3-1 Olympus lead, back at the end of the first. Face-off win to the Titans. Schlendorf bringing it up. Inside of 3 to go here in our third quarter. We don't get rankings cross-classification in the state, although we do have the coaches poll. Mm-hmm. Top 3 matchup in this one. Respective RPIs have them at 1 and 2, last I checked. Working around the cage here. Hartsfield, boy, able to keep that somehow. Works over with Clayton. Andrew, triple team coming. Still on it. Finding the outlet. Can they take advantage of numbers? Hartsfield works around and finishes. Largest lead of the game now for Olympus. It's 9-6.
You're seeing again Corner Canyon getting greedy. 2 and 3 defenders on one guy. You've been great all game long, staying within your system. Hartsfield, very smart, finds the open position on the field, trusts his teammates to get the ball to him, and he's able to score. Part of what makes him so great, those finishes. It's one thing to find the spot. It's another thing to get the ball and finish once you're there.
4 unanswered goals for Olympus.
And if the game goes according to the trends, it's been the first and third quarters for Olympus. Second, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see if Corner Canyon can make it happen in the fourth.
How about the face-off? It's been skewed towards Olympus in this second half.
I believe it was Dane Stewart that told us at the start of the game to watch the face-offs.
It was something like that. Normally, I just don't pay attention to him. Is this one backed up by Olympus?
It's a bold move, Cotton, to not pay attention to Dane Stewart. One of the best in the business, does his research, and kind enough to work with me on a Friday night.
That's not kind enough. We need help, Brian, and you're willing to help, so we'll take it. Here comes Corner. Let's see what response they have. Largest deficit of the game. Here's Frankowiak. Back at X. Nice find, straight, and that shot was just wide backed up here. Good look, though, there for Becerra.
Yep, and I love that possession from Corner Canyon. Spread things out, get Olympus disconnected a little bit, let your playmaker do something to create space within the defense. Good shot on goal, and you retain possession. Great job.
Here's Frankowiak. Sends up. Oh, boy. Osborne, who wanted that one-timer, just popped out on him. Corner still with it. Nice turn. Frankowiak right in front. Couldn't get it on frame as that will roll out. Corner will maintain.
Yeah, great job by Frankowiak there to shake the defender. You see Blake just not able to get a clear look, but you like the effort. You like the shot anyways.
Muramoto working back here to Frankowiak. Inside of a minute to go here in the third. Tie game at half, 5 apiece. Frankowiak. Oh, look at that help defense coming, trying to work around, staying out of that crease, finding it in front, and that one, well, I couldn't tell if Johnson got a piece or not. He's got it now. That might have been popped up in the air off the foot of Caleb.
Whatever works sometimes, it leads to Olympus possession, and now a fast break.
Titans coming ahead, shot, goal! And a late flag coming on here. And now I'm wondering if that was a goal or not. I thought it looked like a goal, but Corner looked like they were going to try to pull the... I'm kind of confused. Clayton would be credited. Did I miss it? Did it not go in? I thought it did.
I thought the goal went in, but maybe it was on the outside of the net there as we're a little bit further removed.
I think that's
from
the case.
Action.
Yeah, I think I got grandma'd. I hate it when that happens.
You're not alone. In fact, I brought my binoculars today because last time we broadcast together, it got a little away from me as well. But off the penalty, it looks like, I believe Olympus will be retaining possession here.
Yeah, Lincoln Hanks called for the penalty, so Olympus will go man up. Would expect them just to hold it here, just to ensure possession to start the fourth. Of course, that splits it in about half. We'll see if that's what Coach Merrill elects to do. Final seconds, and that indeed will be the case. Olympus drains the third. They take a 9-6 lead to the fourth with them. We've got a good finish when we come back. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated at 5 locations along the Wasatch Front. SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
Welcome back. 9-6 Olympus. We talked about a couple of things coming in. For corner, the magic number defensively was 5. Olympus is taking care of that. For Olympus, only one team had scored more than 5. That was Lone Peak. They got to 8. The Olympus D could still meet that target. We'll see if they do. Should they meet that, Olympus will improve to 8-0. Start of the fourth, and it is man up for the Titans. About 30 seconds left on the man-up opportunity. There's Bryant. Good close out there on the defense of Hardin. Took away that shot. Working over with Gage Fippen. Gage back has it. Wind up shot. Goal. That one is off the pipe and in. Definitive in. And it's 10-6.
Well, you could hear it all the way up here in the box, just how hard that hit the back of the goal. And shout out to whatever astute fan in the stands called that goal right before it happened. But Fippen has just been an absolute menace with those low rocket shots. Great job by Olympus to stay patient. They got the lead. They know they don't have to do anything outlandish. Just keep working the ball, maintain possession, get the ball in the sticks of your playmakers, and perfect execution. Corner Canyon really up against it now, Dane.
There's a lot of time to go, but I'll tell you, I mean, you look at this game and the Titan faithful who made the 12-mile journey, feeling good on the road.
And Olympus has been very high energy all game long. That sideline has been pumping them up all along. And
Gage, what a find in front. And it is all Olympus, a 6-0 run.
Well, Sugar House isn't the only area experience a flood, as we're seeing a flood of goals here in the fourth quarter, Dane. Great job, again, this Corner Canyon defense, which has been so great all game long, chasing the cookie a little too much there, getting outside of their spots, and it's opening up those lanes. And Olympus, just too well coached of a team to allow them that good of shots.
It was 6-5 Corner. It was 5-5 at the break. Corner scores the first goal. Haven't scored since. And Olympus has found something, Brian.
They have, and they've been winning every faceoff as well, Dane. It's been really hard for Corner Canyon to get possession back.
Another face-off win for the Titans. Smith. And we've got whistles here. Timeout taken by Olympus. Look at the response of the Olympus bench. Boy, they're feeling good. Why not? They lead 11-6 here in the fourth.
Mountain Land Power Equipment provides exceptional service and high-quality brands you know and trust in lawn, landscaping, and snow removal products. Our experienced staff of technicians repair all types of snow plows, snow blowers, lawnmowers, small engines, and is trained to answer questions about lawn, garden, snow removal, and landscaping products. Mountain Land Power Equipment, now with 2 locations to serve you in Salt Lake City and Springville.
It all starts with a smile. To show you care, offer a sign of love, welcome someone home. Even when we don't see each other, or share a room, even without words, smiles bring us together. Let's keep yours healthy. Stonehaven Dental. Schedule online at stonehavendental.com.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated at 5 locations along the Wasatch Front. SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
Welcome back. 11-6 Olympus possession. Brian, if you're in that timeout for corner, what do you say to get energy, get your team feeling good, feeling right again?
I think the biggest thing is just take a deep breath and remind your team who they are and what they do best, right? They're playing so aggressively, trying to go after the cookies. You can see even now, defensively, they're much more settled, playing where they're supposed to be on position. And that's the biggest thing, Dane, is they just try to do too much there in the third and fourth quarters. Period.
Either's good. I'm a hockey guy, so I love, period, but quarters works. Skipped across, shot, and another goal. 7 straight goals for Olympus. This one by Gage.
It was such a tightly contested affair early on there, and you're starting to see those gaps widen up, and Olympus is playing so confidently. You see Fibbin, he's had great success with those low shots all game long. I love watching players grow within the game and learn where the advantages are, and you're seeing Gage live in front of us take advantage of that, and he's maximizing his output because of it.
Corner has made a change in net. Michael Fippen has come off, played so strong to start, but it is Rhett King, the freshman, now between the pipes for corner. I was talking with Coach Ika before the game. He said, look, one's a righty, one's a lefty. It gives the offense another look. I wondered if we might see it earlier, especially as that run got going. The changes made here early in the fourth. We'll see if that maybe helps corner maybe get something back defensively, as that one swept up ahead the first time, couldn't be swept up the second time. The other thing I'll make mention of, Brian, we haven't talked about this, but you talk about the stats coming in. Olympus had scored 133 goals, 66 assists, and that assist rate has been high again today on a lot of their goals.
Yeah, it's been unselfish play all around from Olympus, a lot of give and go, trying to create opportunities and advantages for your teammates, and that's what you love to see. And you're right, Dane. Like, Corner Canyon has to do anything right now to try and create some possession. That's been the biggest problem here in the fourth quarter. They just haven't had the ball. Haven't had any opportunities.
Yeah, the face-offs have just seemingly everyone has gone the way of Olympus, and every one of them has ended up just like that in the back of the net, as this time it's Droich able to score it.
Boy, what a great shot from Droich there, too. Again, we talked about it, finding the levels, right? Early on, Olympus trying to test them up high. Goalies are usually so good with those upstairs shots. You see Droich just firing the rocket underneath there, able to get the goal. And tough situation if you're a goalie for Corner Canyon. Coming off the bench, fourth quarter, you're not warmed up. You're in the heat of the action. I don't want to ever put those kinds of shots on the goalies, right? But they've got to get a face-off. They've got to get some sort of advantage, some sort of possession here to try and get a goal.
All right, you ready for this? Transferable property at its finest. Corner lost 14-5 to Cherry Creek. Olympus dropped 13 on them. Still got 9 to go. I'm not saying Olympus' offense is as good as Cherry Creek's, but it just speaks to maybe how uncustomary this is, right? Like, I don't think anyone, including Olympus, thought this would happen tonight.
Well, I think maybe Olympus didn't think it would be this big of a gap, but they came in ready to play. As you see the shot on goal there, Corner Canyon able to retain possession and finally get an opportunity, right, Dane? But from the very jump, Olympus was just so aggressive and confident, playing with nothing to lose. Multiple shots there.
Back-to-back stones from Caleb Johnson on Blake Frankowiak right in front of the cage. Couldn't beat Caleb.
Well, he's playing with great confidence, and he's trusting his defenders in front of him. There's so many sticks there, and you see Blake trying to create anything to get that momentum back in their favor. Looks like there's also a penalty out there as well. But, again, for Corner Canyon, it's about getting those opportunities, right? Keep chopping that wood, so to speak. Keep going, getting after that defense. Try and get a little bit more momentum in your favor. Eventually one of those will go in. Maybe you can climb back into this one.
Here's the thing. 8.5 is a long time to go. You can score so fast in this game. Does this man up? Do they find something, get a little bit of confidence, a little bit of jump back in their step? These 30 seconds, it's just 30 seconds, but this could be huge for Corner.
Yeah, this is a team that I would expect to really take advantage in this situation. They're too good not to.
Muramoto ducks through. Little dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge there, but couldn't get the goal.
Yeah, he's not dodging wrenches out there. He's dodging sticks, but he might as well have been. Great job by the Olympus defense to make it tough.
Yeah, they bring it up via Elliot Peterson. Swung up to Clayton. Another flag here coming in. This will be on Corner.
Olympus really content at this point to just work that clock, right?
Yeah, I mean, what's the rush? Give me a little four corners action.
You mentioned we're still so much time left here in the fourth quarter that you don't want to completely kill the clock. But again, Olympus can be patient.
I mean,
that's
even
the biggest thing.
Even there, Droich, when he's got a lane, and instead we're just going to run that out, make him come out, defend. Yeah, we got a broken stick there. Porter Wells, he'll finish it going Bo Jackson on it. And now we'll get the call. But hey, good job. Drained over a minute.
I have to wonder if maybe the temperature drop. It was so much warmer earlier on. We've actually seen, two sticks break this game?
Yeah.
A little surprising, but at this point in the season, that equipment stuff is always a little bit of a liability. I think the bigger problem here is that Corner Canyon just has to get something going. It's been all Olympus here in the fourth quarter, and they are playing so confident and so sure of themselves.
One of the things, we alluded to it back in that first half, Coach Merrill said we jump on teams. And I said, well, this will be a great way to kind of test the mental resiliency of your squad. I think you could say they passed, right?
Yes, 100%. And they've played phenomenally all game long. Tried to be aggressive early on. It paid off for them, and they've stuck with it. Just played hard, played through a lot of physical play from Corner Canyon as well.
Intercepted there by Baird. He has played a good game today for Corner. As Muramoto bringing it up. He'll work ahead here to Becerra, now back with Frankowiak. Blank with 3 goals, leading the way for this Corner offense. Little turn back. Doesn't have a look. Blake still. Moves us back with Osborne. Boy, he found a pair of goals in the second. I don't recall him with a shot since that point.
Been awfully quiet since then. The credit to that Olympus defense. And you see right there just how aggressively they played. Allows them to retain turnover possession, I should say.
Here comes Olympus on the run, huh? Right in front. And the same result. A goal for the Titans as penalty flags coming in after the play. Cummings with the finish.
You see, that's the hard part about being in this situation. If you're Corner Canyon, you're out on the edges, you're chasing guys around, you're putting so much effort trying to come back, and you do such a good job getting possession down there, and then as the second the ball goes the other way, so hard to dig deep for that extra effort, and Olympus is just riding high right now. energy, confidence, it's all there, and a great shot on goal.
You know, this has been, just as impressive of a display as you could ask for if you're Olympus. And this makes that Olympus Park City game look really good.
It does, and hopefully, that'll be another one that we can line up here on the Rewind Sports Network. But this Olympus team came out with nothing to fear, nothing to lose, and they've taken the fight to Corner Canyon all game long.
Make it a 9-0 run.
Just never would have seen that coming.
No. And another face-off win.
If you're Olympus, you want to make sure that you stay focused, right? So much energy, so much excitement. You want to make sure you keep control, especially this late in the game.
Now, here's the tough thing. This game's not done. Still 5 to go. Would obviously require one of the best comebacks you'd ever see for the ultimate outcome to change. But Olympus will take on Skyline next. We alluded to that. That's a rivalry game. It's a region game. And you come off of a high moment like this. The job for Coach Merrill, how do you keep that squad focused on that one and not get too confident coming off a game like this?
Yeah, it's almost a hangover effect, right? The emotional hangover from a big win, especially against a program like Corner Canyon, where they've fought so hard over the years to try and stay even. And really what it's about is just getting back to work, Dane, and getting back to the fundamentals of it. And for Corner Canyon, maybe it's a little bit easier, right, because you've got a lot to look at and a lot to work on. So if you're Coach Ika, the practice plan is full going into next week. If you're Olympus, they did a lot of great things tonight. Now it's about keeping that same energy, right? Maintain that effort, maintain that intensity. How do you take that into every drill as you go forward this season? Because this was a great win, but it's just one in the column, Dane. They've still got a lot ahead of them on the schedule, and also as playoffs come around.
There's some delay there. Didn't quite see cleanly what it was. Olympus came away with it, and now we get the whistles. That went out of play. Frankowiak will start it here for corner. You kind of see him with a play there where you can kind of tell he was just kind of obviously not happy with the second half, but hey, I'm going to do something about it right here, and he does, scoring it. A very clean, crisp goal for Blake.
Well, you can see why he's considered such a great player in this state, almost just willing the ball into the net there, trying to do anything to stop the Tide, and tough one for the Olympus goalie there to try and cover that entire area. And maybe the most impressive part watching Blake in person is that he can hit all angles of the net and score from a variety of angles. Just a great goal there. We'll see what corner is able to do with it.
Well, and you can hear a little bit of a rumble on that corner bench. You wonder if that would maybe get a little bit of ignition going. But it's another face-off win here for Olympus.
And that's the most impressive part for the Titans. There's just been no let-up with the energy and the intensity. Even when they're playing sort of keep away, like you said, 4 corners here, they're active, they're moving around, they're getting the ball into different areas. They're not just standing pat. I love seeing that, even if you are trying to kill possession.
I'm going to ask you a question. Over/under on corner with 3 face-off wins in the second half. They just haven't been able to get possession off the face-off. And so they're playing defense this entire second. I can't remember very many.
I in the second half especially, right? It felt like it was a little bit more even there in the first, but there was that period there towards the end of the third and into the fourth where it was just Olympus constantly getting the ball off face-off, and that's as much of anything, that's just an effort play, right, Dane? There is some technique and there's some skill to it, but it's really just who wants to fight for that ball.
I'll tell you, there's an American Fork Bazant last year. He'd argue with that because I think he was like 800 from the spot. But, to your point, I don't – corner was competitive in faceoffs in the first half. Second half, it's been all Olympus.
Yeah, well, and when things really started to get away from them, that's when they weren't able to get the faceoffs, and that's the problem. Right? You've got to be able to stem that tide or find ways to create your own opportunities. And that's, that happens in any sport. Doesn't matter what it is.
Nearing 3 to go. As the conclusion seemingly no longer in doubt. Here's Bryant. He's got a head of steam. Luke, big windup. And I think that was saved away there by King.
You can see Luke really plays to his athleticism. He loves those big wind-up shots. He's a big-time athlete. Not a bad idea to test that freshman keeper a little bit.
Yeah. Of course, good growing moment for the young man as well. The face shots like that. He's got years ahead of seeing more of those.
The game in this state's only going to continue to get better. It's been so impressive to watch it this year.
Bryant looking for that handoff backside. That wasn't able to be dealt with cleanly. Scooped up and right into the possession of the Titans.
Corner Canyon just can't catch a break, can they?
Nope. Yeah, I mean, it is one of the more dominative second halves. I mean, this looked like something you'd see out of recent years of Corner Canyon. You think about that championship game 2 years ago against Park City. That game is close to the break. Second half, it was just like Corner, like, nope, ball game. And that's really kind of been what we've seen from Olympus here tonight. Shot there, backed up by the Titans again.
This is an Olympus group that is laden with talent.
And it's a young group.
Young group, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of juniors.
When we talk about Luke Bryant, Ethan Hartsfield will be a senior who leaves, but Cole Cummings did a great job today. Shout out to Gray Peterson, the junior defenseman. He did great.
Droich, Clayton, all juniors.
Caleb Johnson as well. Really impressive game from Olympus. And outside of about an 8 or a 9 minute period there from Corner Canyon, you were just kind of waiting for them to break away with it as well. Olympus wouldn't allow it.
We got a timeout here taken by Corner. Timeout Chargers. Olympus a minute away from improving to 8-0.
Mountain Land Power Equipment provides exceptional service and high-quality brands you know and trust in lawn, landscaping, and snow removal products. Our experienced staff of technicians repair all types of snow plows, snow blowers, lawn mowers, small engines, and is trained to answer questions about lawn, garden, snow removal, and landscaping products. Mountain Land Power Equipment, now with 2 locations to serve you in Salt Lake City and Springville.
It all starts with a smile. To show you care, offer a sign of love, welcome someone home. Even when we don't see each other, or share a room, even without words, smiles bring us together. Let's keep yours healthy. Stonehaven Dental. Schedule online at stonehavendental.com.
Welcome back. Final minute of play. Corner possession. See if they can get a little bit of rhythm back. Blake Frankowiak with the only goal for Corner since about the 10-minute mark of the third quarter.
And for Corner, this one's out of reach, I think, at this point, safe to say, but trying to end it on a high note.
Yeah. Blake into traffic, lost it. Ground ball, swept out, and it will stay here with the Chargers. Porter Wells had that jarred loose. We'll call it a little back check there by Sam Smith. I'm a hockey guy, so we look for every opportunity. Olympus bringing it ahead, and Olympus with 20 seconds to go, they lose it. Here come the Chargers. One more opportunity potentially. Baird I was looking for Blake. That loose and scooped up here by Peterson. Outlet ahead. The heave as final seconds ticking away. And we have 1 second to go for Red King. That'll do it. What was an eventual 9-1 second half for Olympus. A statement win, 14-7 over Corner Canyon. Brian, your final thoughts on a player of the game?
Just a really impressive effort there from Olympus High School. They started off the game with lots of energy, lots of intensity, plenty of passion, no fear in their eyes, maintained it throughout the course of the game, stuck with the game plan. I think that was the most impressive part about for me. Tough to really pick just one player of the game. Man. I think I have to go with, you know what, I'm going to go with Ethan Hartsfield as my player of the game. You know, I think you could have gone with Charlie Droich. You could have gone with Gage Fippen. But Hartsfield had a couple big goals there in the third quarter that it really started to stretch that lead. You know, you're seeing his leadership, seeing his ability. I thought that's what really put them in position to blow the game open. So Ethan Hartsfield, my player of the game. But really, this is a fantastic team win for this Olympus High Titans lacrosse team.
Complete effort across the board. 3 players with hat tricks for Olympus. Hartsfield was one of them. Great choice. Olympus hands Corner Canyon their first in-state loss in I don't even know how long. My memory doesn't go back that far. 14-7 Olympus over Corner. For Tino Psyche, Brian Brown, my name is Dane Stewart. Congratulations to the Titans on a statement win as they improved 8-0 on KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week.